Have you ever wondered why North Korea and South Korea are so different, even though they share the same history, culture, and language? One side is all about K-pop, tech, and neon cities. The other is known for military parades and isolation. How did this happen? Let's break it down. For centuries, Korea was a single united country. But in 1910, Japan took control, and Koreans lived under Japanese rule for 35 years. Fast forward to 1945. World War II ended, Japan surrendered, and Korea was finally free. But freedom came with a catch. The Allies, mainly the US and the Soviet Union, couldn't agree on how to manage Korea. So they split it in half along the 38th parallel, just as a temporary solution. The north half was influenced by the Soviet Union, which supported communism. The south half was backed by the United States, which supported democracy and capitalism. At first, people thought this division wouldn't last. But soon, both sides set up their own governments, and tensions started building. The Korean War. In 1950, things exploded. North Korea's leader, Kim Il-sung, invaded the South, trying to reunite the country under communism. This was the start of the Korean War. The United Nations, mostly led by the US, rushed to help the South. China stepped in to help the North. The fighting was brutal, with millions of lives lost. Finally, in 1953, both sides agreed to stop fighting. But here's the catch: they never signed a peace treaty. Instead, they created a ceasefire and a heavily guarded border known as the Demilitarized Zone, or DMZ. Today. Since then, the two Koreas have gone in completely different directions. South Korea grew into a modern democracy, famous for K-pop, Samsung, and cities like Seoul. North Korea became one of the most isolated countries in the world, ruled by the same family for 3 generations, with strict control over its people. Even though the war ended 70 years ago, North and South Korea are technically still at war today, because that peace treaty was never signed. And that's why the Korean Peninsula is split in two. One land, two very different worlds. It all started with World War II, a temporary division, and a war that froze the line in place. Imagine if your country was suddenly divided down the middle. How different would your life be depending on which side you were born? Food for thought.